As we make our way through Columbus Circle, we will be entering into the Upper West Side. The first complex we arrive at is Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. Lincoln Center was built in the early 1960s. It is the home to Alice Tully Hall, 1095-seat concert hall, located within the Juilliard School building, home stage of the Chamber Music Society of Lincoln Center. Avery Fisher Hall, a 2,738-seat symphony hall, home stage of the New York Philharmonic, formerly Philharmonic Hall. The Metropolitan Opera House, a 3,900-seat opera house, home stage of the Metropolitan Opera. The David H. Koch Theater, a 2,713-seat theater, originally known as the New York State Theater and constructed to be the home of the New York City Ballet, now also serves as home to the New York City Opera. Many Broadway musicals have also been revived there. Vivian Beaumont Theater, a 1,080-seat Broadway-style theater, operated since 1985 as the main stage of the Lincoln Center Theater. The Mitzi E. Newhouse Theater, originally known as the Forum, intimate 299-seat theater, operated by the Lincoln Center Theater for its off-Broadway style productions. The Walter Reed Theater, a 268-seat movie theater used by the Film Society of Lincoln Center, features a raised dais used for post-screening filmmaker discussions, and the world-famous Juilliard School. The Upper West Side started seeing growth after the opening of the New York City subway system in 1904. This beautiful subway stop at 72nd Street was what the subway stops looked like 100 years ago, all enclosed that you could see what the weather was like outside, so you can get prepared. Since this was a good idea, we got rid of almost all the stations. Today's stations are just stairwells going down to the subway. If you need to know if it's raining, you could just tell by how much water is pouring down the steps. In the shadows of this station on Broadway is the Ansonia. The Ansonia is located at 2109 Broadway, between 73rd and 74th Street. It was originally built as a hotel. Erected between 1899 and 1904, it was the first air-conditioned hotel in New York. The building has an 18-story steel frame structure. The exterior is decorated in a Beaux Arts style with the Parisian-style mansard roof. Striking architectural features are the round corner towers or turrets. Unusual for a Manhattan building, the Ansonia features an open stairwell that sweeps up to a huge dome skylight. In 1992, the Ansonia was converted to a condominium apartment building with 430 apartments. By 2007, most of the rent-controlled tenants had moved out, and the small apartments were sold to buyers who purchased clusters of small apartments and threw them together to recreate the grand apartments of the building's glory days. The building is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Famous former residents include athletes Jack Dempsey and Babe Ruth, mobster Arnold Rothstein, the film actress Angelina Jolie, and Natalie Portman. As we make our way across 72nd Street, we will come upon the famous Dakota. The Dakota, constructed from October 25, 1880 to October 27, 1884, is an apartment building located on the northwest corner of 72nd Street and Central Park West. The architectural firm of Henry Janway Hardenberg was commissioned to create the design for Edward Clark, head of the Singer Sewing Machine Company. The firm also designed the Plaza Hotel. According to popular legend, the Dakota was so named because at the time it was built. The Upper West Side of Manhattan was sparsely inhabited and considered as remote as the Dakota Territory. However, the earliest recorded appearance of this account is in a 1933 newspaper story. It is more likely that the building was named the Dakota because of Clark's fondness for the names of the new western states and territories. High above the 72nd Street entrance, the figure of a Dakota Indian keeps watch. The Dakota was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1972 and was declared a National Historic Landmark in 1976. The building is best known as the home of former Beatle John Lennon, starting in 1973, and as the location of Lennon's murder by Mark David Chapman on December 8, 1980. As of 2009, Lennon's wife Yoko Ono still has an apartment in the building. The Strawberry Fields Memorial was laid out in memory of Lennon in Central Park, directly across Central Park West. Every year, Ono marks the anniversary of Lennon's death with a now public pilgrimage to the memorial. Well-known residents of the Dakota included Lauren Bacall, Leonard Bernstein, the composer, Connie Chung and husband Maury Povich, Roberta Flack, Judy Garland, and Boris Karloff. As we pass the Dakota, we will be on Central Park West. As its name indicates, Central Park West forms the western edge of Central Park. It also forms the eastern boundary of the Upper West Side. It runs 51 blocks from Columbus Circle at 59th Street to Frederick Douglass Circle at 110th Street. Central Park West is the address of several famous residences, including the San Remo, home to U2's Bono, Demi Moore, Diane Keaton and Steve Martin, the Beresford, home of Diana Ross and Jerry Seinfeld. The building located at 55 Central Park West is the infamous Spook Central from the movie Ghostbusters. The famed New York City restaurant Tavern on the Green is located off Central Park West at 67th Street within the grounds of Central Park. With 2007 gross revenues of $38 million for more than 500,000 visitors, it was the second highest grossing independently owned restaurant in the United States. Tavern on the Green had its last sitting on December 31st, 2009. It is auctioning off its interior decorations and closing its doors due to bankruptcy. It was originally the sheepfold that housed the sheep that grazed the sheep meadow, built to a design by Calvert Vaux in 1870. It became a restaurant as part of the 1934 renovation of the park under Robert Moses, New York City's Commissioner of Parks. As we head north on Central Park West, we come to the New York Historical Society. The New York Historical Society, an educational and research institution, presents exhibitions, public programs, and conducts research on history and its influence on the world of today. Founded in 1804, its mission is to explore the history of New York City and state and the country, and serve as a national forum for the debate and examination of issues surrounding the making and meaning of history. The museum houses 4 centuries of history, artifacts, and art that tell the story of America through the eyes of New York. The building also houses an extensive research library containing 4 centuries worth of manuscripts, newspapers, and other documents. The presence of such a great historical society library in a building ideal for mounting fine exhibits greatly enhances the cultural richness of New York City. Across the street lies the Museum of Natural History. The American Museum of Natural History is one of the largest and most celebrated museums in the world. Located in park-like grounds, the museum comprises 25 interconnected buildings that house 46 permanent exhibition halls, research laboratories, and its renowned library. The museum in the film Night at the Museum 2006 is based on a 1993 book that was set at the American Museum of Natural History. As we make our way north up Central Park West, we come across the New York Cancer Hospital. The New York Cancer Hospital was a cancer treatment and research institution founded in 1884. The hospital is located at 455 Central Park West between 105th Street and 106th Street. Built between 1884 through 1890, it was the first hospital in the United States dedicated specifically for the treatment of cancer. By early 2005, construction on the old landmark hospital, now called 455 Central Park West, had come to a completion. The once abandoned hospital had finally found a new promising life as luxury condominiums, with units that sell for as much as $7 million. Frederick Douglass Circle, named for the American abolitionist, women's suffragist, editor, orator, author, statesman, and reformer Frederick Douglass. It is located at the northwest corner of Central Park at the intersection of Central Park West, Cathedral Parkway, Frederick Douglass Boulevard, and Central Park North. Although the intersection was completed decades ago, the pedestrian plaza in the center of the intersection is still under construction. Construction on the pedestrian plaza began in 2004 and was completed in 1 year. However, due to numerous construction delays, the plaza is not yet finished.